My name is Bhagwan Chaudhary, and I'm a professor of finance at the Indian School of Business, ISB. Today, I'm speaking to Akshat Mittal. Akshat is an entrepreneur, but he's an unusual entrepreneur. Um, Akshat, tell us how old you are.
So I am basically 17 years old and I started my entrepreneurial journey when I was 13.
When you
So
were
I started,
13. Okay.
yeah.
So, what did you do when you were 13 that was entrepreneurial?
So I started my first venture. It was called oddeven.com. It was basically to connect the odd numbered car owners with the even numbered car owners during the odd even formula, which was implemented in Delhi. So the website got a lot of traction. It got 35,000 plus registrations, and it later got acquired by Orahi, which is another company,
Okay,
and it was widely recognized by the media. And I was announced as one of the youngest entrepreneurs in the world to
okay.
sell his own website.
That's
So
awesome.
that's basically where my entire social venture journey started,
Okay.
and I learned quite a lot from audion.com.
Okay, so just to remind the readers that in Delhi, the chief minister said to prevent pollution, on odd days, the cars with odd numbers will be on the road, and on even days, cars with even numbers to reduce the number of cars. Now, of course, that created a problem because if you had an even number card, you could only travel 3 times out of 6. So Akshat was there to provide a match, so you are the online matchmaker. That's what
Exactly.
alleven.com was. It was a great idea and it was acquired. Did you make any money on it?
Yeah, so I sold it for an amount. It's basically an undisclosed amount.
Okay, awesome.
So yeah,
Okay, awesome. Then you had another, you started another startup. Tell us about that.
yeah. So after audible.com, I went to a lot of change making workshops where a lot of other change makers, someone working on saving water, someone working on preventing drug addiction in Punjab, and all of these young entrepreneurs they used to meet, and I was a part of them, and I realized that in a country like India, there must be millions of other entrepreneurs, and there is no such platform where they can get recognized. So there might be some change maker in a village in Assam who is looking for the right kind of support but is not able to get that. So I just built a platform called changemyindia.org to facilitate collaboration between the change makers and to connect them with advisory organizations to help them scale up their ventures. So that was basically my second venture, and now I am working on a new thing. It's called
Okay,
Bharat
so
Shramik.
let me say something about the second one. The second one is a great idea as well. Uh, in fact, there's an alumnus of ISB who is, I think, now in Delhi. He's building a platform called buildtheworld.org, which seems very
Wow.
similar. So I think since you're both in Delhi, maybe the two of you should meet and
Definitely.
work together. Uh, okay, so now what caught my attention was an article in the Times of India the other day, which said your new venture was trying to match blue collar workers and migrant workers who have been displaced by this COVID crisis and employers who are looking. So you are creating or you have created something called Bharat Shramik .org
Yeah.
or is it bharatshramik.com?
So it's actually bharatshramik.in. If you
Okay,
go on bharatshramik.org, it will redirect to bharatshramik.in.
okay,
So the website URL is .in, the main website.
okay,
And so it's basically a platform where it's been really difficult for the migrant workers. Personally having spoken to more than 300 migrant workers, calling them every day, I've realized that people have traveled thousands of kilometers on foot. People have been stuffed in trains, paid twice the price for a normal train ticket, and after reaching the estates, they have been quarantined for 15 days, and even after that, they just continue living jobless. And people like daily wage laborers, they actually sustain because of those daily wages, and they don't have a lot of savings. So it's really difficult for them to continue, as we can say, like continue living. And a lot of people are actually dying of hunger. So it's a pretty bad crisis, and it has affected the migrant workers a lot. The other day I was, calling a migrant worker called, his name is Chintu, and he works as a he used to work as a construction worker, and now he's living in his village in Bihar. So he was just, narrating his experiences, and he religiously called me for 10 days, one after the other, just to call me and say that, Bhaiya, I have someone else also who wants to register at your platform. Can I
Ah,
please give him your number? So it
okay.
was, things like this. So what we do is, there are basically two stakeholders. One is the companies and all the organizations who are looking for new workers because their previous work base has migrated, and the second stakeholder is the workers. So what we do is, we have a helpline number which is 8822 022 022. It's powered by Nolarity, which is, a communication provider. And all of these workers can call on this helpline number. It is a really simple registration process, entirely automated call. And using an IVR system, we record their keystrokes, and that's how they can give us information. For example, press 1 for construction worker, press
Oh,
2 for factory worker, and so on and so forth. And at the same time we collect their pin codes. So we have their location and their job type, and now we use that to help them connect with employers. So the website portal is basically for the employers.
I
All
see.
of these employers can come on the website, register themselves, and search for workers in their areas. So it's a very easy matchmaking algorithm that we use, and it can actually impact millions of workers moving forward.
Okay, that's awesome. So I was going to ask you, how did you get around the language issue? So you're saying one side it is using a phone, and it doesn't have to be a smartphone. It could be a feature phone because they're just calling,
Exactly.
and all they're doing is they're pressing one, two, or three based on is there a chat box that is asking them questions?
So once you dial the number, initially you have to select your language. So currently on the helpline number we have English and Hindi, but in the next week we'll also have other languages, like the top 10 languages of India, which are Odia, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and all of these languages. So once the person selects the language, he is then directed to another question, which is, uh, please select your job preference. So then it's like another 10 codes for IVR. It's like press 1 for construction worker, press 2 for factory worker, press 3 for driver. And after that, he has to enter his 6-digit PIN code.
Okay.
And after that the call ends, we just send him a confirmation message. So this is like so simple, it doesn't even take 30 seconds for the worker to register. And since these workers are displaced all over India, we had to actually, to make it successful, to make the helpline number successful, it was really important to have regional languages. And
Yes.
that's why we inculcated that aspect into the helpline number.
So tell me, how old is this idea? Since when did you go live with this?
So the website went live on 20th June. I bought the domain name on 9th June.
So less than a month. And how
Yes,
many
less
people
than a month.
have registered? How many Shramiks have
So we have around 22,000 shramiks,
20,000
and
or 20? Okay.
yes, and we
This is
have
for millions.
more
This is
than,
going to millions, right? You know that.
yeah. Our vision is to get 2 million workers in the next quarter, and to at least connect 20-30,000 workers and help them get their jobs. So this is our vision for the next quarter,
Okay.
and
So
we already have.
tell me, of the 20 or 22,000 that have registered, how many have actually found a match? How many of them found a job?
So we have around 400 employers, and these are pretty big companies like Larsen and Toubro and Gulshan Homes and all of these big companies. So what happened is, on the website we have limited the number of search results to 20. to prevent data theft. So it's like 20 random results get generated each time you put in your choices. So this is the entire process. So if a person wants 500 workers per se, he would actually not go on the website and click search button 20 or 25 times. So he comes to us and we try to connect them manually.
I see.
And that's basically what we've been doing the past 3-4 days. We've connected a lot of shramiks to a lot of companies, and that's it's possibly hundreds of shramiks we've connected, and a lot of them are also getting employed already. And apart apart from this, on the website, the current phase of the website, since it is the initial stage, we don't have a very complex mechanism where
Mhm.
we can actually calculate the number of people who hire the people, who hire the workers through
Yeah.
the website itself. The manual part we know, but those who come on the platform, enter the requirements, call the Shramik and employ them, we actually don't have a tracking system for that, but it is still under development. So like maybe in the next week or so, we'll be able to track that as well.
Okay, this is awesome. So now tell me, Akshat, how many people are there working with you on this?
So we have I have a small team. So we've partnered with Innovation Incubator in Chennai for the technological support. And apart from that, we have two technological interns whose names are Chirag Soni and Tanushri. And we are, very passionate. So we are very much involved in outreach.
Okay.
So in outreach, I work for outreach. Then we have Atipriya Devsena, who is a school friend of mine who works on outreach. Then we have Anish Malhotra, who is a symbiosis graduate, and he was also pretty interested in this idea. So he works on outreach. And then we have Madhav Mohan, who himself is a change maker. He has done some social ventures as well, and he's also working on outreach. So apart from this is basically the closed team that is in contact every day. Apart from this, we have a network of volunteers in Gujarat and Mumbai and Jharkhand as well.
Okay.
So we're just trying to expand and get as many volunteers for this cause as possible.
So are you all very young? Is that a fair statement, or you have some experienced people in your team?
So the technological team, the incubator, has been in existence for a lot of years. The founder is Anshad Aminza, and he has a lot of experience in terms of technological support and things like that. The outreach part, I have, like, even though I am very young, I have been doing outreach for the past 3-4 years, and Madhav Mohan is also pretty experienced in that. Apart from that, Anish is employed, has been employed in a research firm, so he is pretty interested and pretty experienced in terms of calling employers and convincing them, reaching out to people, and doing a proper research as to which area we should target
Yeah.
and things like that. Natipriya as well is also pretty keen to explore, pretty keen to learn, and that's exactly what matters. I mean, passion. If you have passion, even if you have zero years of experience, I guess you'll just go on and do better than people who might be having 2-3 years of experience.
Okay, so I want to tell you that this actually is a big idea, and we at ISB have been thinking about this issue of how to create a match between skills and jobs. And we have an initiative at ISB called Jumpstart India at ISB, where
Okay.
we are partnering with many governments. The government of AP, government of Himachal, government of Punjab have approached us to essentially create a platform for them to do exactly that, to create a match between jobs and skills. So we want to take this idea and take it a bit further, in which, um, in fact, you should be able to list what your skills are, and there should be a credible, verifiable way of creating that record for you. So it is a huge project. So I congratulate you on starting on something that is just a tip of the iceberg. I will connect you with one startup that I have been talking with. It's called gigforce.com. Gig
That
number,
actually be great.
number force, force EE. I think you would enjoy talking to them. But I know there are many other startups looking at this. In general, the idea of identity has to be expanded. So when Akshat goes wherever, he should take his name, who he is, but what his skills are should also go with him, and what his experiences
Exactly.
also should go with him. And we should be able to create a credible, permanent record of what you have done. And I think that's where this needs to go. And there are many, many possibilities. Um,
Completely agree.
and some of it
So
may require
exactly.
technologies like blockchain and other things to make sure
Yes.
that records, in fact, are. So I am very excited with what you have been able to do. And I would love to connect you with some other people who are working here. Uh, and hopefully, together, we'll be able to do a much bigger impact on this.
That will actually be great. In fact, we have been actively contacting a lot of NGOs to, collaborate with them in terms of reaching more and more workers and helping them to get employed. And in terms of creating a record, actually, that's exactly what we've been thinking of at Bharat Shramik. The entire unorganized sector.
Yeah,
It's a high time it needs to get organized.
that's right.
It has to be like a level 4 plumber, level 5 plumber. Each
Correct.
thing has to be segregated, has to be defined, and that's exactly what our long-term vision is. So slowly we're working in that direction. Currently, helping many people get through the pandemic, get meaningful employment, and actually in the long term um, trying to correct the entire unorganized sector.
Excellent. So soon we are going to have a roundtable at ISB where I'm going to bring a lot of players together to talk about these issues, and hopefully you will be able to come. I want to switch
Definitely.
gears a little bit and talk about that. You you told me that you're heading to UCLA. I was
Yeah.
a professor at UCLA for 31 years. So you're 18 years old. You haven't started college yet. So tell me, what is it that you're going to study at UCLA?
So, quite interestingly, you're a finance professor, and I myself, love finance and economics. So, I got selected for the pre-business economics course at UCLA, and pretty excited about that. I just love economics and all of the aspects, how they connect with each other,
Okay.
and things like that.
UCL is a great school for economics. It is also a great school for entrepreneurship. So the business school
Yeah,
where I am from, UCLA Anderson School, has a very vibrant entrepreneurship culture in the MBA program, and there are a lot of resources there. So hopefully, I'll be able to connect you with them. They would love to see somebody like you joining UCLA. Uh,
thanks a lot.
and,
Thanks a lot.
Stay in touch with us. Stay in touch with ISB as well. As we are trying to create
Definitely.
a platform, and I want to wish you the best of luck. I think this is a great initiative. Obviously, entrepreneurship is inside you. This is not your first, second, but third venture. But
Yes, sir.
also, I hope that you will have fun at UCLA and you will learn a lot of new things, and maybe we will work together one day. So thank you, Akshat, for talking
Thanks
to
a
me,
lot, sir.
and wishing you the best of luck.